you name the guys, Leo
Oh,
Wisniewski and Matt Millen, wrestlers. I'm going to mention wrestlers' name. The Sueys, all great wrestlers. Imagine those guys up there with an $18 million payroll. Imagine that. Or let's go to University of Pittsburgh in the 70s and 80s with, you name them, Dorsett, Marino, Jimbo Culver, Bill Fralick, all those guys, all my former teammates. Imagine $10 million. I think the Pitt budget's like $10 million. Imagine those teams. Imagine those teams in them days and how great they were and how many national championships Pitt and Penn State were winning. We were ranked number one in the country 3 years that I was there. You understand? Now, Pitt hasn't been ranked number one in the country since I've been there. You know what I'm saying to you? And this money is only making them worse. You understand? In the last 10 or 12 games, they might have beat two teams, or everyone were losing records, and they were all like Division I AA schools. Same thing with State College. Who'd they beat? Who have they beat this year? They want to fill these guys up with cash,
nobody,
throw all kind of money at them, and they haven't beaten anybody. So the point, 0-4 UCLA just beat them. So the point is, Andrew, you and I are 100% correct. Money is ruining these kids. They need to get rid of that money and make it an even and a level playing field, just like our show says. That's what they need to do. So you need to call. You need to, and let me tell you one other thing that bothered me about the fans up in State College when they lost to Oregon. Okay, man, I played up there, 100,000+ people. We beat them. They beat us. And my junior year, we beat them up there. We beat them pretty good. I think we beat them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. And great place, man. A great place to play, great environment. But for those fans to boo those kids, that made me sick. You understand? All of the Penn State greats are rolling over in their grave. Hey, you just need to get it together now. That was pathetic. Happens. It was embarrassing to the country. That was a nationally televised game. To think our Pennsylvania fans, okay, are booing the kids. Come on now, we're better than that. So it's
different. It's a whole nother thing now because you're paying them. They're professionals. I don't feel bad when you're making millions of dollars. You're on a pedestal. People see you as a different level. You're not a college kid anymore. You're not someone who's eating ramen noodles in their dorm. And I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm saying that's how people see it. And it's messed up, but that's the truth of the matter. When they need to straighten this out because it's ruining college sports across the board. What do we love about college sports?
You take that team and you take the money away from that team. Yep. And you just let them play on that Pennsylvania, that Pennsylvania pride, those great schools, the University of Pittsburgh and Penn State, and even Temple. A friend of mine's down there from Emmaus. He's the head coach at Temple now. We're going to start bringing them up a little bit too. But I would tell you, take the money away, they'd be better, which supports every single thing that we've been talking about. Is you give a kid $1 million or $100,000 on campus in this day and age. We know all about the bust out professional athletes over the years, right? But now they're giving 18 and 19-year-olds hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, Andrew. This is what they're getting. And Andrew and I have warned everybody and told everybody they're going to hurt the kids more than help them. So they need to stop. You alumni, if you're watching us, if you're watching us in Maine, or California, or in Florida, Louisiana, or up here in Pennsylvania, and everywhere in between. This is happening in every one of our states. And it needs to be addressed. The NFL was televising their games in your state. And they're going to have some singer who God only knows who he is or what he's singing about to go ahead and sing. And don't watch the NFL. Tell them that, okay? It's an insult. Listen, this guy, Charlie Kirk, just gave his life. He was just murdered for godliness and respect and decency. You know, you would think that they would follow up with something, you know, just some good American, you know, singer. you know. But no, they put another freak
On the
show on,
water.
and I shouldn't use that word. Some confused singer on that's going to insult us and insult the people watching. Listen,
Mhm.
say no. Tell your alumni when they call you. No, no, I'm not giving you a penny because what we're about ready to share to you guys, you're going to
Mhm.
fall over. If you
I
hear what's going on, if you hear what's going on with the Olympic sports, okay,
Mhm.
at our universities, Andrew's going to give you some statistics. You're going to fall over. So get ready for this,
Yeah.
okay?
So final thought on that. I'll put my hand up. This is my own life. I was gonna go. I'm gonna go. I was gonna plan on to go up to a few Penn State games at the later part of the year with a few of my friends. I'm not going. It's not worth it. I'm not giving. And it's beside the point that they're bad and all that. I don't believe in what they're doing anymore. The money aside, like I don't want to give the university the money. I don't want to give the football program the money and the attendance. It's like, what are we doing? The whole thing's falling apart right before your eyes. And I don't, it's, if you want to say it's a coincidence, but like it looks like there's a lot of coincidences going on around the whole country. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that weren't supposed to be good this year that are outplaying their predictions. But why is that? It's because there's no pressure on them. They might be making some money. They might have like an NIL deal, but they don't have that national pressure. They don't have that big $5 million price tag on their head. They might be making a couple bucks, but at the same time, that deal signed, they can play their way into like, if you're a junior, you have a great season, go to the NFL, make your money. That's how it should be. But to come in with that humongous price tag on your head and say national title or bust, national TV, big money down the line, and now I think we talked about this before, but how now the whole strategy of your program goes from okay, well we're paying our players right now, we're not paying the recruits now you're shifting the whole dynamic of your program from future to present, and now you're not, if you don't perform, you could set your program, your school back 5 years just because they can't get that good recruiting class in to bolster what you're supposed to be. They can't get the 5-star kid because they're paying you the extra money because you came back anyway. That's it.
Speaking of that, no,
I
no.
could talk about that all day
Speaking of
long.
that, I'm glad you brought that up because the other thing
Yeah.
that really upset me about State College, about Penn State. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look, the coach, he played at East Stroudsburg. He wrestled.
Yeah.
He was roommates with a friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
who was a wrestling coach at Pitt, Jason
Mm-hmm.
Peters. So he roomed with a friend of mine. I mean, he was an average athlete. God bless him, but he
Mm-hmm.
worked hard. And
Mm-hmm.
now,
He's a
and
hard
he
worker. I'll give it to him.
look. I cheer for the guy. He's a Pennsylvania guy. He's
Mm-hmm.
went to East Stroudsburg and he's up there and he's a big wrestling supporter. He's at all the wrestling
Mm-hmm.
matches up in State College, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for the guy. But look, he's got to get it in his head, man, that you can't put money in a guy's pocket or athlete's pocket and pat him on the back and say he's great
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
think that the kid's going to perform for you.
And I think
It's his responsibility to keep the kids hungry and keep them
mhm,
focused and keep pushing them. And he hasn't done that. He's failed miserably. He's
it's
failed
so
miserably.
hard. It's
But
so hard, and I think that we see it as like, a lot of these coaches, like I think Nick Saban. I think Nick Saban's the smartest guy in all of college football right now because he has left as on the mountaintop. He was the greatest coach of all time, and he saw all this coming.
I
I
don't
can
know
tell you
about
right now,
I don't know about of all time, but he was one of them. Bear
he's up
Bryant.
there. He's listen. Well, I was watching College Game Day this weekend. Theo Von's like the Alabama's the house that Bear Bryant built, and Nick Saban remodeled it.
Yeah, yeah.
But he left right before all this hit because he said, I'm not dealing with it. He
Yeah.
he saw the writing on the wall, and he's like, it's just different. You can't be the leader, the father figure, the hard nosed football coach that's able to win how many national champions? He has 6, 7 national championships. Who
I'm
knows?
not
He was
sure.
in the national title like every single year for 20 years.
I'm not
But
sure,
like
but
he
I
can't
know.
do that anymore. It's
Well,
over.
listen, I know from a history perspective, Yale has the most national championships in front of Alabama,